Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is Thursday, the 14th of November, and the moon is in Taurus. Moved into Taurus around 2 o'clock in the morning here on the east coast of the U.S. And you may feel a subtle shift in your feelings and your emotions, as a Taurus moon tends to stabilize things. Of course, the moon has been in Aries the last couple of days, and a lot of perhaps anger coming up with that moon, frustration, wanting to do something. Why isn't anybody doing anything? Kind of energy. I think we can all appreciate what that might be about. But today, things calm down, but temporarily, because Uranus, tomorrow we have a full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus. So today, perhaps we start a little calmer as we move through the day. Maybe we can feel that tension building up. There is a sense, I know for many of us, that we're not at the end of a story, we're at the beginning of a story, perhaps, and there's big changes coming. And the thing with Uranus is that it usually, like, some energies take a while. The aspect happens, and we're like, why didn't anything happen? And then it happens down the road. Or more often, in my experience, is that, oh, next week this is going to happen. This is going on in the sky, and so sudden surprises next week, and then it ends up being that week, that day, or so. But Uranus tends to be pretty timely, and it's not just about Uranus conjuncting this full moon, but the fact that I think Saturn, before the full moon, actually changes direction, stations direct. And oh my goodness, there were just, I moved the camera, I don't know if you saw it, but there were deer back there in my neighbor's yard, and I just scared them away. I should have came down more quietly. All right, well, that's cool. Deer is about staying aware of your environment, right? They're a prey species, so they have to be very aware. When they're startled, they get right away. Their little tails, pink, pink in the background. That's how, usually you see their tails. That's how I see them. Usually you don't see their bodies because they're so well camouflaged. All right, back to the astrology. So there is a major aspect, well, relatively major, happening today. And probably no surprise, it's an aspect between Venus and Mars, the relationship between men and women, the masculine and the feminine. And certainly here in the United States anyway, the election really did reflect a schism in the masculine and feminine energy, and perhaps a need for more interaction, more understanding between the sexes. I think that's going to be a key as we move forward, no matter who is president, in that respect. And I want to talk a little bit about, it's an inconjunct. Venus is in Capricorn, Mars is in Leo. The thing about Leo and Capricorn is they are in an inconjunct to each other naturally, right? And so that requires adjustment. Mars is, Leo is more about leadership, and Capricorn's more about management. So there needs to be an adjustment in the way you manage how you lead, perhaps. And maybe we could send a note to, Biden and Schumer. And I don't think we have to send a note to Harris. I think she knows what's going on. And I'm sure she's pretty peeved, but okay, let's not go there. All right, so one of the things that inconjuncts do, and one of the things that can happen with this aspect is that you can compromise yourself because you're caught up in other people's expectations and obligations. Now that doesn't just mean men and women, it just could mean in general. And this requires a real delicate balance between selflessness and self-care. And so there needs to be some differences, adjustments in the way we're thinking about how we relate to one another. We have Venus not just in conjunct to Mars, but Venus at this time is also squaring the nodes of the moon. And when Venus squares the nodes of the moon, we're at a crossroads when it comes to all kinds of Venus energy, Venus themes, which of course is women, but also money. So I think that there's a little buyer's remorse going on in America as people are starting to realize that, maybe he wasn't the best choice. And that the economy, although I guess the stock market's going up, it doesn't look good, honestly, if he puts what he says he's going to put in for the economy of the U.S. And Elon did mention that they're going to have to, I don't know who he was talking to, they were going to have to destroy the economy of the United States, let it go all the way down before they could reset something. I don't know what any of that's about. So, I think we have people who are treating the country or their ideas about how the country needs to be run like a computer, but that's not really the way the country runs. Maybe eventually it will, but not now. So I don't think it's going to be as neat and clean as some of these people think. But that's not here nor there. A couple of other aspects today. The moon squares Mars. So we still have some underlying anger. It does trine Venus, though. And so we have opportunities to get together. I know a lot of the readers and communities are talking about we have each other. I've said it a couple of times already. We do have each other. We are a kind of a cell in a way, in a very large body, and we have influence. We have power, and we just have to recognize that power. We also have the moon making a semi-square to Jupiter, and that comes with a certain amount of understanding about how people are thinking about things, and a sextile to Saturn, which is helpful because it shores up some stability and some sense of security, which is going to be helpful because tomorrow all that's going to get shot to shit, really. But, that's okay. It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last time, and we're going to be fine. All right, guys, have yourself a great day. It's really cold. It's like 32 out here. I can see my breath. The sun hasn't come up over the office yet, so it's still a little chilly. But I thought I'd come out and just take note that those roses, it's 32 degrees right now, and those roses are still there. So I think it's some sort of omen. All right, guys, I love you. Take care. Check out Moonshine on Ona's channel. We did that yesterday. And we talk about this full moon and a lot. We said a lot, so there's a lot of information there if you're so inclined to watch. And Mystic Sisters this Saturday, the 16th, on Ona's channel, Ona's Tarot. So come join us for the conversation. And you can check out our last Mystic Sisters. That one was on my channel, and that was also a good one. That one was actually a little bit longer than usual, but I think we needed it. All right, guys. Take care. See you tomorrow. Much love.